Are you one of those hardworking Americans helping to build America? Well, we're here in Fort Worth, Texas, home of Justin Boots, Justin Original Workboots. Brandon Barker, brand manager. Hey, thanks for having us down, Brandon.
Welcome. Glad to have you.
Tell me a little bit about the history of Justin Original Workboots.
Well, Justin is obviously Justin Boots. We've been around since 1879. In 1997, we decided to create a division called Justin Original Workboots. We saw a need in our industry and the work boot industry to develop a good quality American-made boot.
Yes.
And built a great boot and have had some great success with this product over the past 15 years.
Well, I know we've had success with it too because we've sold thousands of them. But you're doing it a little different now, or actually just newer technology, is that right?
Yeah, well, we've been working really hard with our product development team to try and better our products, and we do that on a daily basis. But we really put together a program around a new product called J-Max. Came up with some really interesting technologies to make a very comfortable boot that works all day long, as hard as the hardworking Americans do.
J-Max, Justin to the max, right?
Absolutely.
You gotta like that. No, you've got involved with an organization called Camp Patriot. Tell me a little bit about that.
Camp Patriot is a nonprofit organization that was started by an ex-Navy SEAL.
Okay.
Came home from the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, and saw a lot of his buddies coming home that weren't as fortunate as him. Came back with some pretty bad injuries. Some of them prosthetic limbs, and some of them were blind, and dealing with the trials and tribulations of being at war.
Yes.
But he wanted to do something to give those guys a little bit of life again. A lot of those guys are outdoormen. They like to hunt, they like to fish, they like to do all those things.
They live our lifestyle.
Absolutely. And coming home wondering if they'll ever be able to do those things again. And he put together a great organization that takes these guys out on horseback rides, or takes them hunting and takes them fishing, climbing Mount Rainier is something that they've done with some guys who have come back with major injuries. So really does some very interesting things to support our wounded veterans coming home. And absolutely we're going to support that with every pair of boots that we sell in J-Max this year. A portion of the proceeds will go to benefit the Camp Patriot initiative.
Sounds like a great deal. Well, you know what? What's even better, let's go to Carthage, where we're going to meet Justin McKee and see how this J-Max is actually built.
You're going to need this on our trip to Carthage, Missouri.
A hard hat? This looks scary. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Man, oh man, oh man. This time travel, does it give you a headache?
Thank God I got my hard hat.
We're in Carthage, Missouri. We have landed. They beamed us down here at the Justin Original Workboot Factory, and it's the heartland of America, and we're glad you could join us right here as we are going to tell you about the J-Max Original Justin Workboot System.
What we're going to lead in here with is that the cutting process, which is actually the first step in getting all these pieces put together, and you're actually holding a die right there. That die actually will cut the vamp, which this is the vamp leather. Goes right over the top of the foot.
When you're saying the vamp, that's the actual foot of the boot, right?
Absolutely.
Show folks where that's going to go.
That's going to fit right over the top of the last.
Gotcha.
Just covering your foot.
Okay.
All right. Now I'm assuming the sharp side goes down on the hide. Cuts
Absolutely.
that out, and then this is the pattern for the pieces.
It sure is. As you can see, it fits right into the die.
All right.
Okay. Now we also have to cut the lining that goes underneath it as well, and this is a Drylex lining. Again, creating a healthy environment for the foot. As you can tell, it's the same shape as the die, but this actually lays right underneath the leather itself, so that your foot has got a nice surface underneath. It's very comfortable, moisture wicking technology to create a healthy environment for the foot.
Well, we see a lot of moisture wicking in just about everything, and now in the work boot, under the leather, it seems impossible, but you guys are doing it.
Absolutely.
All right.
Want to create a healthy environment for the foot all day long.
There you go. Happy feet make happy workers.
All right, well, the second part of the production of this product is created with the gusset. The gusset itself is cut with the dies in the same process.
Wait a minute.
That
right
would be
here.
the one, absolutely.
Right.
That is the one, as you can tell here.
I used to do a lot of puzzles when I was a kid. So
You're making cookies what you're doing, Justin.
There it is.
That's it.
All right.
And as you can tell, you've got other pieces that have to be cut with the Drylex lining, which is the part in here. And then you've also got the padding, which actually goes up underneath the Drylex lining. And then you've got our Justin Original Workboots J-Max.
We have customers come in, one of the biggest complaints that we get in a work boot is they always have a tendency to walk them over on the outsides. Is there anything in this boot that it will help prevent that at all?
Absolutely. That's something that we've known for quite some time. We understand that people, when they walk, they pronate on the outside sometimes, so we wanted to address that directly. So we came up with an interesting technique. First and foremost, we're using a thermal plastic heel counter, that hard material you see right there, the white piece. And then you'll see on top of that is a layer of leather. Okay. Now,
Hey,
similar to the hard hat, yes. So where you'll notice this going onto the boot is on the back side. This is your heel counter.
Okay.
So you'll see here's the piece of leather that actually wraps around, and then you can notice that the thermal plastic counter is inside of that. Another portion that makes it more stable is the fact that we run the leather from the top all the way down to what's called the feather line at the bottom of the boot.
Okay.
So you have a layer of leather going all the way down, then you have a thermal plastic heel counter all over the top of that, and then you have that other layer of leather that actually wraps around. That adds stability to the heel. It really holds you in the center of the boot, trying to prevent that rollover issue.
Definitely.
One other thing that we did to add stability in that process is we actually did 4 rows of stitching all the way around the heel counter and across the front of the vamp. So that actually adds another level of stability to the backside of this product.
So you're really going forward with, I mean, that's probably one of the biggest problems that we've ever had, you know, in our industry, in work boots, is that walking over. It looks like we're solving the problem.
We're making
Or
leaps
getting
and
close
bounds
to
to
it, maybe.
getting it solved, absolutely.
There you go, there's a solution. And I think you come up with a pretty good deal. I think we'll call it roll control.
Hey, there you go. Roll control.
I think I can market that.
Hey, okay. Don't forget old Justin.
Well, Justin, I want to introduce you to Bobby Groom. He is our assistant plant manager here in Carthage. We're going to show you a process that we have that's called heel counter forming. And this is what we had talked about, creating stability in the heel. We actually freeze form these heel counters to keep you really stable in the heel.
Yeah, you've got two different sides to it. You've got your hot side that actually heats up the counter, that elastomer counter, and the hard counter. And then once it comes off the hot side, it goes directly to the cold side, which actually freezes it in form. It'll make a full rotation. By the time it comes out, it's ready.
Still feel how warm it is right there. Is this another process maybe that you guys do that a lot of other boot companies don't do?
Yes, it is. A lot of other companies don't use this process as we do.
Yes, and this was one of those techniques that we use in trying to address those rollover concerns.
There you go.
Another attribute that we added to create stability in the product, and another added feature for comfort, is that we put the actual TPU shank inside the inner core, which this white section is an inner core, which is a softer version of the polyurethane that you see on the outside edge. Polyurethane is the same compound that we've used since 1997 when we came out with the Double Comfort series. We didn't want to walk away from that. It's been tried and true for 13 years. It seems to work pretty well, but we wanted to enhance it. So we actually hollowed out the inside core, and we embedded the shank inside that soft inner core, which creates another level of stability from the heel all the way through the arch of the foot. Another thing that we did to this, which is really an added feature of comfort, which is pretty amazing, is that if you see this white section here, it's actually a soft material. So when I push down with my thumbs in here, you see that the heel of your foot would literally sink below the outside edges of this wall, which creates stability, lower center of gravity. If your foot is actually lower than the outside edges of the wall, you're going to have less opportunity to roll over. So when you add the soft inner core, lower center of gravity, an embedded TPU shank, and the thermoplastic heel counter, we've actually done 3 different things to try and create a very stable platform to prevent the rollover issue.
You know, the more you talk about the technology that you put into this boot, it seems more like it's the shop floor meets NASA. Who comes up with this stuff?
Well, we've got an amazing team that puts all this stuff together. Billy Lovell, I'll have to give a lot of credit to him for his design. He is an amazing designer and has put a lot of these components together to create this great package.
How many years of testing?
I've been developing this product for actually 2.5 years, almost 3 years, from the inception all the way through to what you see here on the table, and then we'll go show you how it all comes together.
Justin, this is Mary. Mary's putting in the hooks that we talked about. Mary's been with us about 20 years, and she's a valued employee.
Well, she sure is. Mary, I want to compliment you on your dedication to the Justin Boot Company and to our country. I want to show you something here. You take a look. What caught my eye was this has been here a while. She didn't put this on her machine because she knew the cameras were coming here today. Mary, when did you put this flag up? Put it up on September 11, and it's been there ever since. Just a great example of how people feel about their work and their country right here in Carthage, Missouri.
Brandon, this is the last, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Now, what part of the process includes the last, and how do you put that together?
Well, it actually leads to our next process called lasting.
Okay.
In the lasting process, there's a couple phases to it. One of the most important parts of this phase is actually putting our patented T90 J-Flex board on here. It's a non-woven material which will not absorb moisture, which gives it longer life.
More technology.
But the best part of this technology is what we call J-Flex. We're actually adding J-Flex into this product line. Now this is actually put on the last, and the J-Flex itself exists between here and here. As you can see, as I open this up, you'll notice that the board changes a little bit from the forepart of the foot to the toe. That allows the boot, and let me show you this, to flex right out of the box.
Oh, it does,
Wow.
doesn't it?
Maybe he's either super strong or that boot does flip depending on the
The outsole that we have on this product is actually advanced as well. You'll notice that we added elastomer pads in the forepart and in the heel. Those elastomer pads serve two purposes. One, they have a very, very good abrasion resistance. Okay? Meaning that when you walk on the surface of concrete or any hard surface you're walking on every single day, this will last longer. And we strategically placed it in the forepart and in the heel to give it longer life. It's also placed in those 2 points strategically so that you can have better slip resistance. This elastomer pad that's here and here is a little bit different compound, so when it actually hits the surface of something hard, it has a little gummier, I guess is a good term for it. It has a little more tack to it, but it will hold the surface a little bit better. And we also added one more feature. If you'll notice, from here to the edge of your heel, we added some texture to it.
Okay.
And these lines here actually add a little bit of grip when you're climbing up a ladder, when you're climbing up the back of a pickup truck, when
Or
you're
if you're
stepping over
jumping
a
on a
fence.
fence with a wild cow right behind you.
Absolutely.
I like
That's going to
that.
give you grip when you need it.
It needs to make you run faster is what it needs to do.
Yep. Hey, the rest of it does that. I mean, look at all the technology. It's going to make you run faster, jump higher.
Well, guys, it's hard to believe that everything that we've seen today is actually inside this boot.
There's a lot of technology jam-packed in there, and you know what I like about it? Just like typical Justin, the boot still looks good.
I'm telling you, the profile, you wouldn't think that all that stuff stacked could actually, you'd think the boot would have to be this tall. It's not. Great profile, great toe.
Not an easy thing to do,
I
mind you.
tell you what, Brandon, you know, cowboys typically want to stay as far away from work boots as they can for obvious reasons, but after what I've seen today, I'm thinking about even jumping my feet into some of them.
I'll have to get him a pair, Brandon.
Good, I think we can take care of that for you.
Brandon, looks to me like that the Justin Boot Company is going to change the way America works.
Well, that would be our plan. We're producing great products here in Carthage, Missouri, and we have a factory full of people who are very proud of what they do every single day.
Well, I know PFI is looking forward to getting theirs.
I am. I can't
Well,
wait.
actually, Paul, I've already packed one up for you. Why don't you take them home?
I'm going to take these to PFI, guys. We'll see you later.